um, okay, we are now on our second episode of the sex education show, kind of like similar to what we had with Dr. Ruth um, in the 80s. Those of you that are old enough to know Dr. Ruth in the 80s. And so I'm gonna bring Bao up on the stage, and then if Mike or David want to go up on stage, just raise your hand. I see you. You see me, but you don't see any other people in the audience as well. And to um, kind of make it an interactive show and a little bit of education, a little bit of fun, and the you guys are on TikTok or on Twitter and YouTube, you have any questions, put it in the comment, and we will answer that as well too. So I see people joining in. That's great. So you have a question, type it in there. My team will be monitor that. I am also gonna do try to go live on Instagram as well here, and trying to maneuver that at the same time as TikTok. All right. So today, what we're gonna talk about, what I want to interact with you guys is, what do you know that there are 31 erogenous zone? There are 31 area in the body that is sensitive, that is very erogenous, meaning very erotic. Okay, 31 areas. Now, how do you find that interesting? Put that in the comment if you're listening from TikTok and YouTube. On YouTube you can see me, but you find that interesting that there are 31. I'm bringing Bao up here. You need a little bit more light. um so there are 31 erotic zone in the body that, if you know those area, not only will you be able to arouse yourself, but also arouse your partner as well too. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because studies have shown that, I mean, we know that the brain is a larger sexual organ, right? So the brain, and so when the brain is the larger sexual organ, um, you will only get stimulated if you arouse the brain. Your brain have to be relaxed and in the right place in order for it to be aroused. So everything starts in the brain. If you're not, really relaxed in the brain, you're not stimulating the senses. And how do you get aroused? You get aroused from smell, from what you see, what you taste, what you hear, and what you touch. Those are the five senses. So knowing the 31 erogenous zone area in the body, then you'll be able to tap into that to increase arousal. Even if you take Viagra, if you don't get aroused up here in the brain, nothing gonna start. You're not going to get an erection, woman. You're not going to get aroused if it doesn't start in the brain. Even if you take any medication, it's not going to stimulate the arousal response. It has to stimulate from your five senses. So tapping into it, when you're in the mood, turn on the music, the ambience, going out to eat dinner, the taste, and everything else. So, all right. So 31 erogenous zone now. Three of it, I'm looking at my notes here. So there are 12 below the belt, 8 that you're familiar with, and 11 unexpected. So I'm actually gonna I'm asking Bao, what my husband, and if David, if you want to come up, you can raise your hand. But I want this to be interactive with our audience as well. And I'm gonna ask you guys a question, so type in the comment, okay? So let's start from there are 31. Is that let me know if you think that that's very, very interesting. There are 31 areas in the body. What do you guys think? Yes? Like, all right, yes or no? Or you're like, is that something that you find that there's a lot of areas? Okay, very good. All right. So, what? Okay, what? All right, Val. So I'm gonna ask you. Okay, I'm gonna ask you right now. Let's name it from the top, and I'm actually gonna show an area. Let's name it from the top. Okay, you guys guess. Give me one. The top is like there are one, two. There are two places from there are two places from the neck. Oh, actually four. One, two, three, four, five.
The ears.
The ears, ears, right?
Yep.
What else? What else, guys? Ears. Well, that's one, definitely.
The
David, you
neck.
want to come? You want to come up? David, I'm gonna bring you up. All right,
No,
David. No.
no.
Hi.
That's why I
All right.
say Dave.
All right. That's okay, Dave. Okay. So balance up to the ears is one, definitely. So ears, the back of the ears right here is very erogenous. All right. Number two, guess. That's Bow. Number two, there's five. There's five
The
from the
neck.
from the neck, huh?
Oh, from the neck up.
Yeah, from the neck up. We're starting from the neck up.
Hmm.
There are five areas. Come on, put in the comment. All right, there's five areas from the neck up. Okay. All right. So the second one is the scalp. Scalp is very. You pulling the hair in the scalp, right? It's very, very sensitive,
I
right?
do love a scalp massage.
Yeah, but if you do it yourself, or if your partner do it, and if you watch your partner do it, it's a double sensation that really, really makes it very aroused. Okay, all right. So the scalp. What's the third one? What do you think? So we got two. We
Temple.
got, huh?
The temples.
No,
No.
no. So you said the ears, right? You said the ears or scalp. Okay.
Hmm.
What else? The mouth. The mouth,
Oh.
the lips, the whole entire mouth, the tongue, and the lips, right? That's what you do kissing, right? Why do we kiss? Right? It's an erotic area. So that's number four: mouth, lips, ears, and
Scalp.
scalp. All right. And then what's the other one? What's here?
Neck.
Yeah, the neck area. Don't ignore the front and the back of the neck area right here. Okay. So we're talking about 31 erogenous erotic zone in the body. Okay. So follow with me, guys. Put in the comment. So right now we're covering the neck. So we cover the neck. So far we cover five areas in the neck. So what is that, Bao?
So is that for men and women? Five
Men
areas.
and women. This is for both. We're talking about both now, for men and women. So far, just from the neck up, what are the five areas?
Neck, ears, scalp, mouth,
Lips.
and lips. Yeah.
So just from here alone, guys and girls, is five areas already that we're neglecting. We're just concentrating the ear on the mouth. We're not looking at the ears, the front and back of the neck, and we're not looking at the scalp. Okay, all right. So that from there, and then so let's now go down between the neck to there's a lot of areas. So the neck to the belly button. So everything above the belt. Okay, above the belt to the neck. above the belt to the neck. So, honey, what do you think is the from the neck to about now? Now let's do the arms.
Hmm.
Let's do the arms. Where do
Armpit.
you think in the arms?
Armpit.
Armpit is one. Okay. Where else? Only my husband. I put him on the spot. I put him on the spot. So
I'm a bad
armpit.
example, guys.
All right. So armpit.
Um,
Okay. That's why I want you guys to put in the comment. Put in the comment. What else? For just from the arms alone, from the arms down, you have you have three areas on the arm down. Okay. All right. So it's the armpit, the inner arms right here, the inner arms right here, right, and the armpit and the wrist.
hmm.
So have you ever tried licking the left wrist right here? That's a very sensitive zone. So the wrist, the armpit, and the inner arms. So that's three right there. That's just the arms. But that's both arms, right? Okay. And then what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go from the neck down to above the belt. Okay. So and don't forget. I forgot. So the armpit and the inner arm, the wrist, and also the palms, and also the fingertips, palm and fingertips. You guys know that the fingertips, fingertips are very sensitive. That's how you lick the fingertips, right? You lick the fingertips of somebody that's very erogenous, right? Let me know in the comment if you guys done that. In the comment if you lick fingertips before.
Only if I'm eating fried chicken.
Come on, guys. Come on, girls. Let me know if you guys done that. So don't forget the palms and the fingertips. So in the arms alone, you got the armpit, the inner arms, the inner wrist, the palms, and the fingertips. Okay, and then from the neck down, where the very obvious area for women and men, the breast,
Chest.
the breast.
Breast.
The breast, involving the nipple area and areola. The areola is the purple round, the purple. I'm not purple. Why did I say purple? So you got the nipple, but then you get the pinkish round area around the nipple. That's called the areola. So that the pinkish color around the nipple. Men and women do have that. Okay. Um, and then don't forget the area, the umbilicus, the you know
The
what,
belly button.
but the belly button is very
Belly
sensitive.
button.
Yeah, the belly button is very very sensitive as well. Okay, so the belly button, right? And then you also have the pubic mound. It's where the pubic bone is. It's right where your pubic hair is. Right. So what do you guys think about that? So you got the nipples, you got the pubic hair, and you got the belly button. So we're talking about 31 erogenous zone in the body that you do not know. You may know, most people know about 8, but there are actually 31, and we're covering it right now. So we walk up from the head. So do you remember the head now? Wow. So what's the head?
Scalp, ears, neck, lip,
And mouth.
and mouth. That's right.
Okay.
Mouth.
All right. So that's 5. How about the arms?
Um, Armpit, wrist, inner arm, finger or fingertips,
Uh huh. and palm
and palm.
and palm. And then now what we cover the nipples and the round part of the nipples and then the belly button. Okay? That's why you blow on the belly button. That's very sensitive, right? That's very erogenous. Now, we're not even talking about penetration or anything. We're just talking about just, the touching, blowing, and licking these areas now, and that's how you get your mind aroused. That's how you arouse your partner. So for men, your erection starts in your brain, not in your penis. All right, so it starts right there. This is where the area you need to be focusing on yourself as well as your partner. Have your partner stimulate you, and you stimulate your partner as well. These areas, all right. So now we're down to the pubic mound area. Now, okay. So now we're down to the pubic mound area, and let's cover. There are 8 areas in the genital area. But what I'm going to do is, we all know the obvious, but we may not know the obvious. So I'm going to show my slide. Um, I'm going to show my slide, and hopefully it's updated. Yeah. Okay. Not yet. Okay. So I'm going to show my slide and of the body, and so that way you guys can see it when if you're watching this on YouTube. Okay, and Google Slide. All right. Okay, hang on with me here. Okay, and I did this. I did this slide just for you guys. All right. Because I know that the anatomy can be a little confusing sometimes, So there are 8 areas, and my poor husband's gonna have to be the one that is gonna be 31 erogenous zone, 8 familiar, 12 below the belt, and 11 unexpected. All right. Oh boy. Okay. There you go. So here is. Let's start with the woman, the hard part. All right. Here's the anatomy for the woman. Obvious. Which one? Which one's the erogenous area of the woman? You can say
Clitoris.
everything. You can say everything on that picture.
Wow.
Essentially everything on that picture.
Wow.
Everything on that picture. Okay? So this is where the pubic bone is. All right? This is called the outer labia or labia majora. All right? Can you guys see my pointer? Can you see the
No.
pointer? No, you
No.
don't see the pointer at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm pointing, but you don't see the pointer. But everything here, the outer labia, the labia majora, and then you hear about the inner labia or the labia minora, and then you have the clitoris, and then you have the urethral opening is where she urinate, and then there's a vaginal opening. Okay, all those areas are erogenous zone. So not just a vaginal opening, but all those areas. Okay, all the areas like that. The G spot. She actually has she has the A spot and the G spot. The A spot is just right in the opening of the vagina, and the G spot is different in every female, and sometimes it's a little deeper, and sometimes about an inch in. But essentially this whole area you're looking at are all the sensitive area uh, for the female, right? And for the man, for the man, it's similar because you also have for the man the penis the tip, which is called the glands, but the scrotum and the testicles are also very a sensitive zone for the man as well too. And another sensitive area for the man is the foreskin. The foreskin is very sensitive, as well as the frenulum. Frenulum is that little skin underneath. Okay, that little skin underneath, that's sensitive as well. And then the area between the area between the prostate. I mean, I'm sorry, the area between the scrotum and the anus. Well, we were talking about that yesterday, which is this area here, which is where the prostate is at. So the prostate, as you can see, is just right on top of this is a man standing and his body's cut in half. So you see the bladder and then you see the prostate. So there, so David, you can see that. See, Mike and David, you can see the prostate. It's right, sitting right on top of the penis there. And that's the area we talked about yesterday. That's the area between the scrotum and the anus. And if you massage that area, that's the prostate. Okay. And you can also massage the prostate from inside the anus as well too, because you can massage the prostate from external or internal, and that is actually the prostate is actually a man G spot. It's where it's a very very erogenous zone, and and it kind of help with the orgasm and prolonging it, and it just makes it more intense. So a lot of men,
How do you reach the prostate back there? How do you reach it?
well, you can reach it from like the area from the outside between the area between the scrotum and the anus. So you lift up your scrotum, you can right underneath it is the prostate.
Mm.
Okay. Right? So you can reach it externally or on the skin, but you can actually, you know how doctor do a prostate exam. What do they do when they do a prostate exam? They put the finger in to your anus, and then they feel, right. That's how they do a prostate exam. So when the doctor put the finger in, you actually feel where the prostate is, right next to the anus. The doctor just kind of goes slide back and forth to feel the texture. All right. Those of you that are usually men over 50 get a prostate exam. So yeah, that's why the doctor put the finger into the anus and feel the prostate. So you can see from the picture, the prostate is right next to where your bowels are, where your rectum is. You see that? So you can feel the prostate from the inside by doing, what they call digital exam, or you can feel the prostate from external, from in the skin area between the scrotum and the anus. Okay, but that area is very erogenous in a man, and yesterday we were talking about doing massage, doing massage using a massager externally in the area between the scrotum and the anus, because that's a very very sensitive area, very very sensitive for a man, um, um, more sensitive in that area than for a woman. So women, as you're listening right now, there are, so for a man, his G spot is right in that spot between the scrotum. You lift up the scrotum, the anus, and all right in that spot right there, right? That area, like I showed in the picture right now, right? And don't forget that the foreskin is also very sensitive as well too, as well as the frenulum, which is that excess, then that little ridge underneath the penis. Okay, so that that's for the man. A lot of areas that ignore is the scrotum. The scrotum sensitive, as well as the testicles. The testicles are very very sensitive as well too. So if you massage a testicle, that can be uh, um, erogenous as well. Okay, so is that new to you to hear that?
Yep.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. I think 31. I mean, I have to look at the list too, make sure I cover everything. Okay. So, all right, any questions, any comment at all? Okay. I don't see any comments. So, let's see. Um Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. So let's move beyond the genital. So there's 8 areas we cover that. That's the genital area. So now we're gonna move to the legs. All right. Believe it or not, there are sensitive area in the legs that we're not paying attention to.
Hmm.
All right. We are not paying attention to at all, which is, can you take a guess, Val?
Behind the kneecap.
Yes. Behind,
Oh, okay.
yeah, behind the knee, definitely, definitely. How about the thighs?
Sure.
The inner thighs, where your groin is,
Hmm.
the inner thigh area, your thighs and then the inner thighs. The inner thighs is very, very, very sensitive, and behind the knees. So that's where you will put kisses, right? You will blow kisses. You will put kisses on the area, the inner thighs, and behind the knees. All right, and all right. So let's move down. Let's move down. So we got the inner thigh, behind the knees, um, and just two more area.
You mean two more airs in the legs?
Yeah, two more area. What the foot now? We're in the foot.
What? Oh, the bottom of the foot, the
The
heel, or
Yeah,
yeah,
the heel, the arch, and the toes.
arch.
The heel, the arch, and the toes are very sensitive as well too. Yeah, so the feet and the toes are very sensitive as well. So don't forget about that. You notice when you watch movies, you'll see, the toes are being, licked and blow on, and the foot. Well, that's why do they do that? Because that's a sensitive area. So we did it. We cover 31 erogenous zone area. That's a lot. So let's work our way up. Let's work our way up. So we got from the foot up. So we got the toes and the foot, right?
Arch.
We have the arch, and then we got behind the knees, the inner thighs, right? You got the inner behind the knee, inner thighs, and when the genital area, essentially for the man, the whole penis, the foreskin, the glands or the tip, the testicles, and the scrotum, and then the prostate area, which is the area between the scrotum and the anus, right area, all that area. And then for the woman is the whole entire vaginal area, the clitoris, the opening, the labia minora, labia majora, all of that. And also don't forget the pubic mound as well. The pubic mound is very, very um very sensitive as well. And then we work our way up the belly button. All right, we got the belly button there. And then we have the nipples and the areola, which is around there, right? And then we don't forget the arms, the inner arms, the armpit, right? Inner arm, the armpit, the wrists, the palms, the fingertips. That's on both sides. Then we got the neck, the front of the neck, the back of the neck. And then we have the mouth, the lips, scalp,
Ears.
ears, right? So 31 zones. Do you remember that, Bao? How about you, David? You think you remember it? Give me a thumbs up. Well, if you, women and men, if you remember this and master this, you will be the greatest lover because you know how to bring your partner to the next level. This is knowing these just knowing these areas in the body that we're not familiar with, and to get aroused from. Not only will you bring yourself be yourself aroused, but your partner as well. But do you know that when you get aroused when your partner is aroused, right? So sometimes you don't have to get aroused. Sometimes when you're arousing your partner, you're also aroused yourself. Okay.
I think you sense that energy from your partner, and together that sense of intimacy and energy helps helps you to be aroused.
Yeah, exactly. And just knowing that the area, okay? So we got people joining. Awesome, awesome. So we just did a quiz on 31 erogenous zone in the body, and so and about let's and eight are familiar ones, but there are there are at least what 23 more, 22, 23. I can't do my math.
I agree.
23 more areas that we just went over that is neglected. And imagine if when you're intimate with your partner and you're able to tap into all the 31 zone as you're doing foreplay. How amazing is that, right? So you're able to tap. You can go tap, from head to toe, right? And then you become aroused. So, guys, and when you do that, then you can see yourself getting. You can feel yourself getting an erection and aroused. You don't even need Viagra, honestly. You don't even need Viagra for that. You don't need Cialis for that. That's what the body is made out of. Do you know that the clitoris for the woman is made purely for pleasure? It is the only organ in the body that is mainly purely made for pleasure. That's the only function. It's pleasure, nothing else. Versus a man's penis, right, is an area where he urinate. Also he gets an erection, and it's also where he expel fluid, right? I can't say that word because I have to watch what I say. All right, so expel fluid, and you get so there's three things. So for a man penis is three function, versus for a woman the clitoris is only one function, is for pleasure.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's for pleasure. And I don't know if I asked you this. Did I ask you this last week? How large is the clitoris? How long is the clitoris? Come on, you guys, put it in comment how long how long or big you think the clitoris is. And it's not just a knob that you see. It's not that little knob. The clitoris is actually bigger than that. How big is it? How long is the clitoris? Take a guess.
4 inch.
Yes,
No idea. Oh,
you're
okay.
right. You probably heard me say it.
Probably.
It's 4 inch. Well, 4 inches is pretty long, right? Like from here to here, but it's a fork. So I'm gonna see, right. I saw a picture of it, so I want to show you the picture of the clitoris because not a lot, even women don't know uh uh what the clitoris look like. Now and the whole thing is not just um a little nub that you see, okay? It's actually okay. All right. All right. All right. This is a good picture. I like this picture here. I like this picture here. So I'm gonna put it on here. So you guys, this is real life. I'm adding this real life here. because I didn't do this last time when I talk about it, is to show the picture of the clitoris. Okay. All right. And okay, I'm gonna do my slides. All right. So what do you guys think? 4 inches. What do you think? Hold on, let me load this in. Hang on. Okay, so I've always wanted to. Okay, it's processing. So I'm going to show you a picture of the clitoris because you're going to be amazed, amazed, amazed. Okay, here we go. Ready? All right. So those of you that are on YouTube, you can see this. If you're on TikTok, cannot see it. But the clitoris looks like a wishbone. So you see the clitoris on the left, and then you see the penis on the right. So it looks like a wishbone. Okay. And so what you see, the nub that you see, it's actually the glands or the tip of the penis. So it's the same like a tip of the penis called the glands. So you can see this on YouTube. And that this picture is beautiful. It shows the man's penis, and then there's the clitoris, the analogy, because the clitoris is the female, it's the female penis. All
It's
right,
very similar.
very similar. Yeah. So then you see, and you only see the nub, but it goes in. It goes in, and it goes in, and then it turns and turn like this, turn like a 90 degrees, just underneath the pubic bone. So it goes in, and then it turns on just underneath the pubic bone, and then it spread out, and it spreads out where the vagina is, where the vagina menorah. So it will be, so for the woman, so it's right here. So here's the clitoris. It comes in, and then it's spread out where the lips are. All right. So when you see that it's spread out like this, it's spread out where the lips are. Okay. So that's the corpus cavernosum. The corpus cavernosum for the man, or the shaft, it splits like that. And that her clitoris is right underneath the lips area, and it goes in and it fork out and looks like a wishbone. So you kind of do you, so Bow, do you kind of see that on the picture of the
Yeah.
woman right here?
So
Yep, it goes in and it spreads out.
does the clit get enlarged if stimulated, just like the tip of the penis or the glands?
Yes, yes. It can actually get enlarged 10 times its size.
Wow.
Yeah, it can get 10 times its size. It's just that the woman clitoris is just not visible like a man's penis, but it's 4 inches and it's there and it's very erogenous. So do you see the correlation of the anatomy? You know that the penis kind of go in, and then when it hits the pubic bone and splits out like that. You
Mm.
didn't know that, huh? It splits out like a Y. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that the penis is a lot longer than what you think is just what you see. It's actually kind of goes into the pubic bone, splits out, and go down a little bit. So that's why for a man, the skin around the scrotal area is very also sensitive as well too. That's a very sensitive area, that skin around the scrotal area, because that's where the root of his penis is at. All right, boy, you guys are learning so much tonight. All right, so I know this is the first time probably Bao saw this too, right? You hear me
Yep.
talk about it, but you didn't know what the clitoris look like. The clitoris look like a wishbone, huh? What do you think about that?
Looks just like a penis.
Yeah. So the woman has a penis as well too. It's just hidden. It's just not visible. Like a man there. So Isn't that kind of interesting?
Hmm.
Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. So, um, any questions? So, what question go to your mind about?
Well, uh, orgasm. So when a man achieves that, we ejaculate, we have the fluids. So what about women? I mean, when you guys have an orgasm, what is that exactly? Is that a secretion as well, or
Oh yeah,
I mean, what is that?
women actually do have ejaculation. Believe it or not, she does have ejaculation. Um, uh, yeah, she does have ejaculation, but not all women ejaculate. And sometimes women will ejaculate like even feet, many feet. So but not all women do that. Like
Mm,
unlike a man, it depends on how much secretion she puts out. Depends on the the strength of her vaginal muscles to be able to do that. So she does ejaculate.
mm.
Okay. So she does ejaculate. So I have several of my patients that says that they do that, but not all women. Now sometimes she doesn't know she ejaculated because there's so much lubrication going on too. You know, so maybe she may not be aware of it as well too. But not all women ejaculate. That's what I'm saying.
So
Okay.
not all women can achieve orgasm. I mean, with men,
Uh,
we're easy,
Well,
right? I mean, mm,
actually, women have two type of orgasm: vaginal orgasm, and which is through penetration to the G spot. Okay, to penetration in the vaginal wall. Okay, in the vaginal wall, so she can achieve orgasm through penetration, or she can achieve orgasm through clitoris stimulation. So there's two type of orgasms she can have, which is the clitoris, right? To stimulation to the clitoris, or stimulation to in the vaginal, so inside the vagina or the vagina opening. Okay, so but all most women can experience clitoral stimulation. That makes sense because it's on the surface. It can be stimulated, right? But vaginal orgasm is not experienced by every woman. Not every woman can experience vaginal orgasm. I believe is a small percentage, around like 15% can
wow,
experience that. Okay, because it also depends on the muscle around the vagina opening, her partner, right? As well as her flexibility. It depends on the area, but not all women can do that. But some women can have vaginal orgasm and clitoral orgasm at the same time too. So that will elevate a very the experience a lot better for vaginal and having clitoral orgasm. But most of the time, most women, 80% plus, will experience more clitoris orgasm.
wow. Mm.
Okay. Yeah. I know. It's like nobody really teaches us this, do we? Right? And in fact, I have to admit I didn't know that the clitoris was a wishbone size until even I was a doctor. We didn't really focus on that. I didn't really know that until when I got into sexual health. Honestly, I got into sexual health around 2010 or so. Yeah, that's how I kind of explore all the intricacy of the sex anatomy, because we weren't taught that in med school in that intricate detail, unless you go into OBGYN or really sexual health from when during residency training. But Having said that, that our body, it actually have organs that are, there are 31 areas that you can have, a sensitive erogenous zone, and then you have, for a woman, a clitoris, which is an organ purely made for pleasure for her. But not all women experience orgasm, unfortunately. Most men do, because you can have the erection, but not all women experience that. And it's not like when we're growing up, there's a little handbook, right? It's a little handbook and go, this is how you do it. Well, I guess there you can read books, you can read books and find out. But now, I guess with access, with internet and streaming and all that, it's easier to to see, even with pornography. But at least when we were growing up, right, about in the growing up in the 70s and 80s, it's definitely not accessible,
Nope.
right? Yeah, and all you have is just Playboy magazine and learning through friends, like what I was talking about yesterday in our Modern Man Club, right? Most of the men we talk about, they learn it from either an older woman, or a friend, or another guy friend, or magazine, right?
Or VHS videos in high school. I admit it.
Yep, exactly, exactly. So, do we have any comment or questions at all about our sex education episode number 2 today, team? No? Okay. Yeah, I don't see anyone. My goodness, there's not a lot of questions today. Last time we had a bunch of questions. I think that sex education is very important. A lot of us think that we know our body. We really don't know our body that well, or even the opposite sex body, that well, or even, it's something that we enjoy, such as sexual activity, something we enjoy, something we do often, sometimes we look forward to, and it's an innate part of ourselves. But yet it is almost unknown. It's almost like a mystery sometimes, and it's something that is um, shameful to talk about, and people don't want to talk about it, and it's uncomfortable to talk about it, but yet it's such an integral part of our life, right? But when we talk about it, people laugh, people have enjoy it, but yet it not, something that we want to discuss. But we always want to learn, right? Because I'm sure you guys learned something today. If you stay from the beginning to answer, what did you learn, Bao?
I didn't know there was 31 zones. No idea. And I didn't realize that for women, there's so many different. You got the clit, you got the skin. No idea. No idea.
Yeah, right. For a woman, we just think, oh, the vagina, the
Yeah.
opening.
That's what, as men, that's what we know of. The opening, that's about it. But
Yeah, yeah, and the
and we know about
nipples,
the clit, but
yeah, the
there's
breast.
other areas that there's no way. I mean, for me, I didn't know that. So that's
Well, you know it now.
I know it now.
Well, you know it because you know me. I talk about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I talk about it, but that's why I bring my husband here, because he's not in the medical field, and I'm like, he's married to me, and he would be what I would want you to know about. But having said that, I hope that you learn something today, that you put it to use, to know that the brain is a larger sexual organ, that you need to get aroused in the brain first before anything happen below the belt. So, and so an erection or arousal for a man or a woman, doesn't happen unless it starts in the brain, and that there are 31 ways to get aroused and get stimulated, all right, before you even have an erection. There are 31 touch by touch, by kisses, by looks. So studies have shown that if you look at your partner, arousing herself or himself, and then you are involved in arousing your partner, you yourself get aroused. And so even though men that have ED, and that's what I specialize in, and men with ED, there are now 31 ways now that you can get aroused or stimulate your brain, so that way things start kicking, so that way the messages will send down to the penis for the erection. And just know that a man who's paralyzed from the neck down can still get an erection, right? So that means that the brain is so powerful that it can control that. And yesterday I was talking to Modern Man Club, which is my online coaching program for men with ED to help them get out of ED with natural solution. Is that there are did you know did you know that how many? Let me ask Bao. I don't think he was there. You joined late. How many different type of erection does a man have? More than one for sure.
Two,
Two.
morning erection and intimacy.
Yeah, it's actually four.
Okay.
Four. Yeah, there's four different type of erections. Okay, four different type of erection. You got the right. You're right. You got the morning erection, right? You got the morning erection, and then you have the erection that you would normally get during sexual intercourse, and then the other one is the reflux erection, where let's say when you were younger, somebody just touched that area, all of a sudden you get an erection because that touch by touch, the reflex. So it doesn't involve the brain. It's just like by touching the penis, you get an erection right away. So the nerve gets sent from the penis through the nerve around your butt, and then it comes back again like a loop, like that. So that's the reflex erection. It doesn't involve the brain at all. All right. And then the fourth one is psychological, where if you see somebody attractive going by, or if you think about a fantasy in your brain, without any type of stimulation, you can get an erection. Okay, so
Wow.
that just thinking about it, you get an erection. And I'm sure that all of you have experienced that, right? You have to expect, but sometimes we forget about it. We forget that, oh, you know what? There are four different type of erection. One is a reflex. It's by touch. So you need to kind of tap into that. Even though you have ED, you still can get reflex erection. Reflex erection is just by nerve alone. Just by nerve alone. So even though you have ED, which is decreased blood flow to the penis, you still have the nerve functioning. So that's the reflex, which is by touch. It just, being sensitive to the touch, and it gets the erection through nerve. And then the other one is psychological, where you think about it, you fantasize about it, and then the messages get sent down from the brain to the penis. The other one's morning erection. Morning erection is just Mother Nature's way to have a man exercise his penis while he's asleep, because you can have 3 to 6 erections, morning erection, in one night or in one morning, and each
Mm.
erection can range from a minute to 10 minutes. So your Mother Nature is saying, hey, when you're asleep, your body's gonna exercise between 6 minutes to 60 minutes, right? Because you do three, 3 to 6, then you can have an erection from 3 minutes to even 60 minutes. Because if each erection is 10 minutes and you have six, that's 60 minutes. So that's like taking your penis to the gym when you're sleeping, right? So it expands, it gets the blood flow in there. So it's a natural way for you to exercise your penis. And if you stop having, if you're not having as much morning erection, then it's a sign that you need to probably maybe sleep more. Look at your diet and your exercise. It's kind of hard for a man to know how many erection he has because you're asleep. Uh, uh, and um, it's so that's hard. But I'm going to be looking at a little ring that you can put on the penis that can actually measure if you have an erection at night. And so stay tuned. In future episode I'll be talking about that. It's a ring that you wear at nighttime that will measure how many erection you have if you have a nighttime or morning erection. And the reason why you have morning erection is because the testosterone level is the highest in the morning. So your body start to make testosterone between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And testosterone is made in the testicles and it gets released in the bloodstream. And it's the highest around 10 a.m. and around 7 a.m. So that's why they call it morning erection. And for a man, that's the highest level. Um, the other and then we talk. So there's four different type of erection. And oftentimes, we just focus on the one that the usual, with the touch and the stimulation, all that stimulation that you will get from intercourse. But there are three other erection that you're neglecting as well too. So
So
what are your thoughts?
if you're not getting morning erection, is that an onset of ED?
Um, and maybe not. Like I said, sometimes you have erection, morning. Sometimes you have erection you may not know about because you're asleep. So you got to make sure that you're not getting any. Um, it does decrease as you get older, but even if men in their 80s should get at least one or two erection, maybe not six, but at least maybe one or two erection. So if you have no erection, no morning erection at all, then it could be a sign that you may be having early symptoms of ED. All right. So that and most of the time it's an indicate. If you're not getting morning erection, maybe your testosterone level is starting to drop. Most men testosterone level drop around 35 or so, about 1% a year. But you can raise your testosterone by what, guys? By what? How do you raise your testosterone? Diet. By what? By eating a good diet such as Mediterranean diet, and also exercise. There's a study that just came out this like a couple months ago that looked at. Pay attention to this. This is a very important study. I'm going to talk about it in one of my podcasts too. Study that just came out that looked at men that has ED, from mild, moderate, and severe ED, and they found out that if you do aerobic exercise at least about 30 minutes to an hour a day, even 30 minutes a day, all right, just even walking, biking, even weight training, anything you get your heart rate up, okay? 30 minutes a day, your ED will improve. It will improve. What they're seeing is that it's improve within like 3 months if you keep exercising 30 minutes a day. Even just mean just walking as well. And what's interesting is that the men that has the most severe ED improve the most. That's pretty awesome,
Hmm.
right? So the
Wow.
men that has more severe ED improve more if they exercise. So exercise is very, very critical for a man. So don't let, when you get older, don't let your limitation or time limit your ability to exercise. Even you can, nowadays you can just exercise on a treadmill, walk 30 minutes on a treadmill, and put your laptop on there. If you're too busy, you can put your laptop. You can be in a meeting on Zoom and be on the treadmill. In fact, at my house, and Bao knows this, and the treadmill is in our room. I have a stand that I buy on Amazon that I put my laptop on. And when I'm in a Zoom meeting, I'm walking on the treadmill when I'm on the Zoom meeting as well. So I'm trying. So that if you have time for a Zoom meeting, you can certainly get on the treadmill. But 30 minutes a day will keep your ED away. Oh, that's a good line. 30 minutes a day of exercise will keep your ED away. And the research support that, guys. Not from me. It's from the research. So that's what I've been saying all along in my Get Heart system. My Get Heart system addresses the sixth system of the brain, the emotion, the nerve, the hormone, the blood vessels, and the muscles. And the integral part of that is diet, a proper diet such as a Mediterranean diet, and then exercise. Those are very two critical things. So as you get older, what's the first thing that goes? The first thing that goes, you don't exercise as much, right? Or as you get older, you're just not eating as well as you used to, and you start gaining weight, and then you start gaining weight, and then your knees start to hurt, your hips start to hurt, your back start to hurt, and you're not as mobile as you used to be. Um, and then you start having high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes, and then that start to kind of weigh in on the erection and the blood flow. So, if you're in your 20s and 30s right now, and 40s right now, and 50s, it's not too late to start eating a better diet and exercise. Even if you're in your 70s and 80s, I have seen men in their 80s that are my patient that come in with ED, and he changed his diet. He start exercising more. He lost about 30 pounds. And we gave him an additional testosterone, and his erection improved. And he's now getting morning erections. So it's all about getting down to the basics and what treating the root cause of the problem, which is working from the inside out. Okay, and that's not taking Viagra. It's not taking Viagra. Men are just being brainwashed to think that they need Viagra for their sex lives, because Viagra is like making the deal with the devil. It may give you short term improvement, but not long term at all. Long term, you're gonna be screwed. All right. So if you have ED, you gotta look at the root cause. Treat yourself from within. Right? How do you treat yourself from within? Diet, exercise, sleep. Sleep between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. and stop smoking, and moderate
Drinking.
your alcohol drinking. Yeah, no more than maybe 10 drinks a week. I mean, this is a lot. 10 drinks a week is a lot, right? That's like that's like one and a half drink a day. Um, and also, kind of really watch the marijuana as well too. Those are the simple things that you can do now that are natural solution to address your ED. Last thing you want to do is pop a pill, and then your body's all messed up. If you pop in the Viagra, your body's all messed up. So they don't know, your body doesn't know how to get in a natural erection anymore, because it's requiring Viagra for it to get going. Okay, so when you take Viagra, you might as well just say goodbye to your manhood, and really you're screwing up your own natural process of getting an erection. Your body is wired to get an erection. So having said that, tomorrow I'm gonna do my webinar on the 3 secrets to getting your sex life back and getting rid of ED. So tomorrow I'm gonna go live again. I'm gonna talk about the 3 secrets of getting out of ED, and I hope you all can join me that tomorrow. I'll go live on TikTok and on YouTube again, and I'll take some questions there as well. So having said that, I thank you for joining me for tonight, Wednesday night, and for our sex, adult sex education show. I hope it to be more interactive as well. And this is our second episode. Next week will be our third episode. And having said that, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, my always supportive husband who is always there to support me and is an integral part of this show. We'll see you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you for being here. You're doing a great job. And Franz, let me know. And Franz,